Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about grace. The reason I'm going to talk about the word grace is because it has really been coming up in a lot of the conversations that I've had in life recently, and just like definitely having grace for people. And I think for me personally, like having grace for people as well. So let's get started right into this video. I think for me, like grace definitely means one, forgiving someone, and also kind of like giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like I know for me, there's a lot of places where I have to give people grace, and you know, work is definitely a place where you have to give people grace because people are prone to annoy you, and you yourself probably annoy someone. But I think it's really important that we have to understand where the other person is coming from, and I have really been learning that. Like we are all on very different walks of life, and I think that it is important for us to learn how to communicate and understand where that person is coming from. I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were just like bad mouthing someone for what they did, and I kind of was like, hey, like you don't know how like their day was. Like I'm not like agreeing with what they did, but you don't know how someone's day was. You don't know how their morning went. You don't know how their afternoon went. Some people just say things out of emotion or what they're going through in life. So I think we, like as people and like to the Christian community, it's really important for us to really like pull someone aside and be like, hey, like what do you need? Like what do you need from me? Like, do you need a hug? Do you need like a coffee? Do you need a good compliment? Like that's all it takes sometimes. Honestly, that takes a lot for someone to do and give someone that much grace, because it is really hard for a lot of people to do. And I know for me personally, like I need time to like reflect on a situation, or if someone treated me a certain way, I have to like sit and think about it for like a day or two, and then I will go back to you and give you grace. And that took a lot for me to get to the place where I am, because I am prone to just probably ignore people for a really long time. But as I'm getting older and like getting closer with God, God is kind of like, that's not right. Like you need to understand that they need a conversation. You need to have a conversation with this person. So I'm like, okay, God, like, well, what about like me? What do I need? And he like has been telling me, why don't you just take a day or two, reflect about it, write about it. And so what I do is I write about it, and then I think about it, and I'm like, okay, like I can do that. Like I can do that, God. Like I can talk to them and have a clear mind and have a like sweet tone and forgiving tone in my voice, because people know that if you talk to someone about something in the moment, that it can come across as rude and harsh, and that is what I don't want to do, is come across as really rude and harsh, because people don't deserve that. So I think a lot of people should take a second before they speak and take a deep breath, and also think about how it's gonna come out. Like, is this gonna come out really in an angry tone, in a like sassy tone, in a freaking rude tone? Because I know sometimes when I say things, I'm like I say things really, really tough, and I don't like doing that. That reminds me, I have this book that's called, it's called A Moment to Breathe. And I got this book a really long time ago, and it's taken me so long to get through this book, because I really try to like sit and reflect on the stories that are in this book. And honestly, like I love it, like hearing other people's stories and like getting things from another person's perspective, but they also make sure that they like, you know, back it up with like scripture. And there's one story in here that's called Storing Up Grace, scripture that they used was Luke 2:19, and it's Mary was treasuring up all these things in her heart and meditating on them. And I honestly think that really is what grace is. You kind of have to like sit and meditate on things, and then you can respond kind of the way that, like, you know, Jesus responds to us. Like when we mess up and we make bad mistakes, like he definitely shows us so much grace. Like sometimes when I do certain things that I feel like aren't like glorifying God, I'm like, dang, I'm really about to get struck by lightning right now. But he doesn't do that. He loves us, and in some moments he will, you know, give you consequences, but that's the great thing about God. It's the consequences are because he loves us and he wants us to learn things, and he wants us to see things that we need to and say, hey, I don't like the way you responded to me in this situation. Like what can we do to fix this? And most people, if you come at them in the right way and like respectful and very loving and sweet, they'll be like, hey, like I honestly was having a bad day, like it was a sucky day and I'm sorry that I took it out on you. And a lot of people do that. Like I have been in situations where I have told someone, hey, like that hurt me, that hurt my heart, and they were like, oh, okay, like, well, this is what happened, like my freaking car broke down on the side of the road, something like that. And you don't know those things. So to end this video, I just want to let you know that if you ever are struggling with grace, I will literally want to like go through life and walk through that with you, because everyone struggles with grace. I definitely still struggle with it. And grace is, you pretty much are sometimes correcting someone, but you have to correct them in the right way and correct them in a loving way and in a like a open arms type of way. I always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Like I know for me, when I'm not giving people grace, I go like in my room or I go somewhere else and I like listen to a podcast, and then I can come back to it, because I will not give that person grace if I speak about it in the moment. It's not nice, and it's not like cute, and I will be upset. So I think this video, like if you are struggling with giving someone grace, I just want to tell you, it is going to happen. It is going to happen, but just before you want to go off on someone, I think that you should sit and like think about, oh, why was that person having a bad day, and why do you think they responded in the way that they did? I understand that being with people and being in community with people is very, very hard when it comes to the word grace, because it is very hard to give someone grace all of the time. So yeah, just like, no, people are great, people are awesome, and that's why I love making these videos, because I love people, and it's always going to be a process with a human being. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys for watching this video, and go give my Instagram page a follow and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you, beautiful people, for watching, and I will see you next time.